you good?
Yeah, I'm just adjusting.
Are you?
My chair.
Are you fine?
Yeah, I'm adjusting my chair so I have good posture for when you look at me.
Okay.
Sorry, this chair. It used to squeak,
Sorry, it's
and now it doesn't.
not.
Squeaking.
It's not working.
There we go. Listen to
it's
this.
Not
Do you hear
working. The posture thing.
That's my spine.
I'm so sorry.
That's my lower vertebrae.
I'm so sorry to
you
hear
hear
this.
that? Yeah, that's what 31 sounds like. Get used to it, honey. You are in a relationship with me. There we go. Yeah, that's actually the back of my knee.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, just one of them. Okay, are you ready? I'm ready.
The good one, if you can believe it.
That's my good knee. I wish I could bend my other one like that. I don't think I hit it on the right thing. Well, we'll see. Also,
sure
it doesn't matter for other people when I match this, right?
No, it doesn't.
Not really. I guess we just listen to the music. Well, God damn, that's a beautiful intro by Slow Smog.
Beautiful intro by
Beautiful
Slow
intro
Smog.
by Slow Smog. Slow Smog.
We really confused people last episode when we got a lot of complaints about it.
Oh, when I half-ass explained how I matched the audio?
Yeah,
I saw that in the Discord.
You were just like, well, we don't put it in. You explained that you put in the music afterwards.
After the fact, yeah.
So people thought that when we're recording it,
we don't hear it.
Yeah, we're just sitting here in silence and you're just dabbing to nothing.
Not the case. No.
Yeah.
We hear it and it's a party, but I'm not recording all of this call. I'm recording only my stuff, you're recording only your stuff, and I match them together.
We go to great and annoying lengths to make this podcast sound good. As it does.
Which is why so many people are like, hey, your podcast sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Of course it sounds amazing. I'm amazing.
Oh, well, yeah.
I'm actually amazing at what I do.
It's good that you believe in yourself like that.
It's music.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I do music.
What I do is music, by the way. Yeah.
Flatsound.org.
Okay.
Slow Smog.
Sound.
Slowsmog.com also.
Okay. No, that's not you.
Well, is it not?
It's not, no.
In a way. In a way, it's mine.
It's not.
He let me use it.
It's not how licensing works.
Well, also, we definitely didn't license the song.
It was a verbal contract.
It was can we do this? And he's like, yeah. And at any point, he can be like, no, and we'll be like, that's totally fine.
That's cool. We'll go back to our bad one from before.
Why do we call it the bad one? What's bad about it?
Well, it was worse is all.
Then call it the worst one, but don't call it the bad one. Don't say what I made was bad. It was just worse than what we're using now.
Well, I didn't mean bad. I guess I meant imbued with evil energies. Is what I meant.
It had like a sharper beat to it.
Scarier.
It's not good. If you go back to our episode, anything before like 20 something or whatever.
I mean, don't.
No, do it. I think it's funny. I was listening to our podcast. If I'm being real honest, I was supposed to be getting work done when in reality I was kind of spiraling. I was listening to random episodes, like 20 episodes apart. I'd go like episode 120, episode 100, episode was it 80? Sorry, that was a tricky one. It was easy at 120
for you. Oh
but
my God.
then that's where it gets hard. But I was listening to different episodes when we were using different microphones. I go, you know what? Our SM7B episodes sound real shit compared, but I guess I got better. So I'm using an RE20 now, but when we used to both use condensers, we really fuck. This is the worst sounding podcast in the world. In doing that, yes, I was in a stressed, chaotic, weird mood, and I literally did it for about 2 hours.
You'll do that about once a quarter. Once a season, you'll go mad and think that our podcast sounds
really bad. Yeah, really, really bad. And I'll start to become like fearful.
Yeah.
I'll start to become afraid in my heart.
Afraid and scared. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll start shaking.
Not to become afraid that everything I've known and said is a
lie. Yeah.
Yeah.
And all those people that were like, hey, your podcast sounds great, I'll just like read those messages in a different tone now. And now
they were all sarcastic.
They were all mocking me, and the whole thing was a bit
being ironic.
It was a Cole Sprouse style jump scare. And they
our
got me
favorite
good.
style of jump scare. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that, all I'm saying is that I listened to a lot of our older episodes. So this is shit I don't remember. Like I don't remember this stuff at all. I don't remember what we talked about 2 episodes ago.
No.
So 20 episodes ago, 40, 50 episodes ago, I have no inkling of what the fuck we talked about at all. It's pretty funny. It's not so bad, honestly. I think we're actually pretty charming.
All right.
It's cool to like see us like at the infancy of our relationship, you know?
What's not the infancy of our relationship?
Like before we were like really like together, you know?
we were together for sure.
Yeah, but not like exclusive, you know? We were just really...
is that interesting?
Yeah.
Is that what you thought?
We had a verbal contract. We had a Slow Smog style verbal contract, I believe. Yeah. This is All the Space in Between. My name is Mitch.
My name is Billy. Welcome to our little pod of mine.
Whoa. She's gonna let it shine.
This little pod of mine?
Yeah. Isn't that what we're doing? Isn't that what we rehearsed for 4 weeks? I can't believe you missed your cue.
Welcome to this pod. We answer email. We are an email answering podcast. Some people would say an advice giving podcast. Some would say not.
Mm-hmm. Those are the two opinions you can have about our show.
Well, the third opinion is I don't know, I guess.
Yeah, I haven't heard it.
If I were polling people on the street,
I think the most popular opinion was I haven't heard that podcast.
Would be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what All the Space in Between is. Can I have my dollar?
We haven't had an email reading podcast in a couple of weeks because last week we had a Discord round, but we are back on it today.
Wait, a couple weeks? What did we do the week prior?
Well, that was 2 weeks ago.
Ah. See, that's where it gets tricky.
It's the old counting again.
Damn. See, the first one's always easy. But when you go back twice, that's where it really slips
You got a
up.
real problem with sequences.
That's what I always tell people about elementary school. It's like, it was like, I was doing fine up until like the 4th grade, because then I was like, now it's hard. You know?
Now I have to think more.
Now I have to do math, you know?
Yeah.
I was good up until long division, and to be fair, even at that point, I was phoning it in.
I don't know how to do long division to this day.
You don't know how to do long division?
No, and I did mathematics at A level, like past high school, and I don't know how to do. I was still counting on my fingers. Yeah.
Is long division not important? Do you think?
I don't know. I don't know it.
Do you stan long division?
Maybe if I had known long division, I would have stayed on the academic route and not dropped out and went to art school.
Look at that. Yeah.
Maybe that was the defining factor.
Yeah, why not?
I was sick of counting on my fingers.
Yeah, I was doing okay, and I kind of understood the basic grasp of it, and cursive was like this whole new world to me that I felt very confused by. And then 4th grade hit, and they were like, you get in trouble if you don't do your work. And I'm like,
You said cursive, and I just assumed you meant the band.
The band? Yeah, no. Sorry, cursive was a 7th grade thing. I learned cursive in 7th grade. It means I just started listening.
Well, you said cursive was like a whole new world to me, and I was like, you could be on the back.
I could.
Yeah.
Let's stop small talking, bickering, and gabbing.
Okay.
About our personal lives.
Let's start gossiping about other people's.
Mm-hmm. We have 3 emails on the show. Sorry about that one.
Okay.
I try and conduct myself in like a good way on the show, and sometimes I
in a professional manner.
Sometimes I fuck up and I say meal instead of email.
He's hungry. Sorry.
I'm starving, actually. I haven't eaten in 3 days. This podcast doesn't bring in any fucking money. We have 3 emails on the show, as we usually do. And we're going to get to all 3 of them on the show. Do we have a start question, a fart question, or an art question? Let me think back. No. We kind of have a start question, an art question, and a heart question.
Yes.
Is that good?
That is what we have.
Is our last email about
Yeah,
cardiology. Yeah. I'm looking at it now.
We're not.
We're giving advice. Yeah. I fully closed Chrome. Sorry.
Let me read the first one.
Okay, go for it.
This one's from a dear repeat writer and repeat listener. They've asked us this question many times, but we're actually going to dean it with an answer on the show for once. The subject is...
Hold on. Will you read it nice and slow so I can add the music?
Yeah.
Okay.
The subject is... How are the cats?
Mm-hmm.
And it goes... How are the fucking cats? Now.
Done. Wow, so you're doxing them.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess this is not a personal question.
Fucking has a capital F. How are the
Yeah.
fucking cats?
Don't say that.
Just
Like,
tell me. Just fucking tell me how the cats are, Mitchell.
I guess my initial joke was going to be I don't have fucking cats because F is in a capital, so it looks like that might be a little too blue for the show.
Like, my cats are neutered, thank you.
Yeah,
very much.
excuse me. My cats are fucking asexual. How are the cats? Okay, so I have should I say we at this point? Do you consider them your cats?
Maybe.
Do you consider one your cat more than the other?
Well, Noah's his own man, really.
Yeah, Noah's a kind of a nomad.
Yeah. Pretty Cat recognizes me on the camera sometimes, though.
He does what?
I like to think he recognizes me sometimes.
Oh.
On FaceTime.
Oh, on the camera. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like my security cameras that I have around the house. What are you talking about? And why does Pretty Cat have access to those?
Like on FaceTime or something.
He does.
On Skype, he'll come up and rub himself right on the webcam.
He likes your voice. Yeah.
Yeah.
How are the fucking cats? They are good. I've had them, for the people that don't know, I've had cats for like 13 years now.
They're old boys.
Yeah. I got them. Is that correct? I got them when I was 18 years old. And I'm 31 now.
God, that's your entire adult life.
What is that? How long have I had them?
That's 13 years.
Cool. 13 years old these babies are. They were street cats and rescued them. They had a brother. Ira unfortunately passed some years ago. And he was like, bar none, flat out, I would say this to their faces. Ira was my favorite.
You have said it to their faces.
I say it a lot.
Yeah.
I'd say it to this day. I'll say it a lot.
Yeah.
I go, that was cute, but you're no Ira. Yeah.
You're not, yeah.
So stop
yeah.
fucking trying to be.
Stop even, you can't fill those boots.
No way. He was huge.
Yeah.
The cats are great. The cats are good. They're weirdly like, for being like 13, they're starting to slow down. Pretty Cat is like, he kind of has just like old man energy sometimes, but only sometimes. And then other times he'll just start like sprinting back and forth in the backyard really quickly and it freaks me out.
Yeah.
He just gets a burst of energy.
God, I miss them. My boys.
You'll see him soon.
Yeah. You're one of my boys. The boys are you three collectively.
A little trifecta.
Yeah.
The cats are great. The cats are good.
Good.
But that was not a real email. Let's be real.
It was a question. You can't say that it wasn't a question.
And I guess I can't say it wasn't a real email. We got it.
It's in our inbox.
We got it at our email, which is all the space in between at gmail.com. If you have a question for the show, which we're going to actually get into a real question, please send us an email. We get emails every single week, and we read through them and pick our favorites for that week to answer on the show. So this one, let's go into a actual one. I'll read this one, okay?
Okay.
It's called Polly Pickle. And it goes, Dearest podcast hosts, I write to you with a scrumptious pickle right from the brine of my silly little life. A few months ago, I started dating a new person. They are wonderful in every way. We have so much in common and get along well, and I really, really like them a whole lot. But there is this one thing that is a mild bother. They are non-monogamous and I am not. I don't know why it's funny. Our relationship is open, and while neither of us has other partners or have done anything besides go on a date or two with another person yet, I find myself not loving being in an open relationship. I have gone on a few dates with other people, but I just feel as if I'm leading some poor person on because my brain is focused on my partner. My partner going on dates with others isn't something that I exactly love either, and makes me feel anxious. My rational brain knows that jealousy is dumb and illogical, but the sensitive part of my brain just can't seem to shake it. I guess my question is, do you think this mild jealousy and uncomfortableness I'm feeling in this relationship is something that I could try and work on about myself and hopefully mitigate or end entirely, or will this be something that is just a feature of this relationship as long as I'm in it? Earnestly yours, this person's name.
This is a very interesting question.
Well, what's more interesting is how good I read it compared to how bad I read it the first time when you and I were picking questions.
You did amazingly,
I did okay.
That was so smooth.
But prior, I was like, Dear dear pod. I don't know why it's so hard. Dear host podcast host of Scrum. Wow, like the whole time I was like, I think I need to lay down. Like,
That's funny because you just said scrumptious, and you also said scrumptious when you were reading it. That's actually the one word you got wrong.
so, oh my god,
But it's like a synonym, so I didn't bother correcting you. So
sumptuous.
Yeah. Sumptuous.
It says
is what they
sumptuous
wrote.
right there.
Yeah.
I mean, I really.
That's close.
Well, look, most people. Look, let me fucking explain. Most people's brains will work where they just like see the word as a whole. You know, they'll see like like the beginning and the end of a word, and then the brain just kind of fills in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Mine does that especially bad. So yeah, stuff like this, I'm hopeless. It still just looks like the word scrumptious to me.
Yeah.
I'm actually not seeing how it's not. I'm seeing a C. Is this weird? It's sumptuous. Okay, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Brief recap. They're in a open relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I like how they explained their partner is non-monogamous and I am not.
I am not non-monogamous.
Well, you don't have
So the word for not non-monogamous is monogamous.
Monogamous, yeah.
Yeah.
And so the first thing I'm confused by is that yes, the answer to most things is yes. Can a person be in a non-monogamous I would consider this relationship non-monogamous, but they're considering their partner non-monogamous, and they are monogamous, but in a non-monogamous relationship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they both go on dates.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, that can mean different things for different people. You know, there's different models of non-monogamy, obviously.
There's just the one, and I'm going to define it now.
Oh.
We should all follow.
It's very cut and dry, actually.
Yeah, it's I think I really like the idea of a binary, actually.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I really like to instill.
Those are good for most systems,
I like
think.
to instill it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If it's good enough for computers, why isn't it?
Why isn't it good enough for complex social
Yeah,
structures?
exactly. For people with cells. Yeah.
So, yeah, were you saying, like, can a non-monogamous and a monogamous person be in a relationship, or can they can a monogamous person be in an open relationship?
I guess I'm a little bit concerned. Scared.
Yeah. Oh
fearful.
My god.
What are you doing?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, I wish everyone could have seen that.
Did you see it?
No, I didn't see anything.
Oh my god.
You just in fact, I'm pretty sure, honey, there was nothing there. There was nothing. You didn't see anything.
There
sweetie.
was a
huge. I didn't see it, and I'm watching you on cam, and I watch you intently because I'm obsessed with you. So what was so huge about it?
Where the fuck is it gone? There was a huge daddy long legs that flew onto my face.
A daddy long
onto my face. Yeah, crane fly.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, not the spider, not the American spider.
Yeah, I just saw like what looked like a kind of ball of hair flying at me, and then it touched my face, and I was like, "Oh, I know those legs," and I swatted it away and saw that it was oh my god, it's right there.
Is it?
Oh, what do I do?
I don't know. Let's but do something because the tape is rolling. I get.
Okay, let's just.
I get it, but it's not as entertaining as one would hope.
I don't think it's should I kill it?
Definitely not kill it. You need to eat it.
No!
Yeah.
I'm just gonna hide it. You shan't waste it. I'm just gonna hope that it doesn't fly on my face.
Take it outside. Put it in your hands. Just take it outside.
Now?
Yeah. I'll entertain the people while you're gone. I'll scat or something.
I'll just try and send it to the hallway. How about that?
I'm not gonna scat, everyone. Of course I'm not gonna scat.
Go.
Guys, if you're not a part of my Patreon, that's patreon.com/flatsound to be a part of our Discord. We reference the Discord all of the time, and for just, the lowest tier is $3 per project, and a project is not every single... Are you back?
I'm back.
Patreon.com/flatsound.
I am so sorry that fucking daddy long legs just flew into my face. I'm back, and I'm calm and composed.
Really? Yeah, you're shaking.
Yeah. Well, I'm crying.
Yeah, well, I know. It's so weird that you're doing it so silently, but yeah, how are you sobbing, but you sound normal? You visually look like you're sobbing. You're like dry heaving, but I can't hear it. It's so dry. It's what's crazy is that it sounds like you're laughing right now, and you're
It's sobs.
Your
Yeah.
your little sobs.
It's just sobs. Yeah,
it's
coming
so-
from deep garrully within
I've
me.
never seen that.
Where the fuck were we?
Is it what is what what a way to come back to this, but I'm curious if it's possible to be in a I mean, yes, I think it is, but I think it's a funny way to put that. My partner is non-monogamous and I am not. Aren't you both in a non-monogamous relationship?
Yeah, I think you can. I still identify with being monogamous, but then be like, well, we're in a open relationship because of my partner's needs.
I see what you're saying. Totally.
Yeah.
As you so eloquently put it in the past, if you would like to get into the meat of the shit, let's get to the actual meat here. They're not happy in this relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's only going to get worse because you know what's eventually going to happen? Not dates.
Yeah. It's gonna be more than dates.
It's going to be more than
point.
dates eventually.
Here's the thing. I think that if you're someone who is exclusively only interested in your current partner, you could be in a relationship where they still went and did whatever they wanted. There are lots of models where that could work.
Absolutely, yes.
But it can only work if you're happy for them doing that. You know, I not even. How do I explain this? It's not ever gonna work where you're just sitting at home anxiously going like, well, I sure hope nothing happens. I hope it goes bad. I get, you know,
Yeah.
like that's not ever gonna work. So I don't know. For it to work, you would need to be getting something out of it.
Totally. Like a cuck.
Yeah,
like a cuckold would get something
honestly,
out of it.
That's one method.
That's one method to get
Like
something out
one
of
thing
it.
could be like sexual gratification if you were into being cuckolded or you were into like hot wifing, as they say.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like you are though.
You definitely are the opposite of that person.
Yeah, you're not.
Because you're not even
So,
okay with like the dates, you know?
No.
Whereas I go wild when I hot wife. Like I go, it drives me insane. My neck hair is standing up, you know? We go to weird bars.
Oh my god.
Hotel rooms.
Listen.
The whole shebang.
Listen. There are other things that you could potentially get out of it though, which is just like potentially, you know, a sense of peace and quiet for you to have a nice night to yourself. That sounds lame, but that's very valid, you know, just to be like, no, that's nice. My partner's having a nice time. I can just fucking watch this movie that I know that they'll hate and order takeout and just have a nice little me night. And that's like,
have a me night. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a good thing. It's not a good thing for you to just be kind of sitting at home chewing your fingernails about it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. If you're feeling insecure about it, there are, as Billy explained, there are many models here that work and that are successful with people that want to be in a relationship where their partner, you know, kind of has an air of openness on their side, but they are content with being completely, you know, monogamous on their end, or very closed, you know, very, very just, you know, like they're not interested in that, and that's the dynamic. But it seems more like you're in an open relationship and you're doing these dates and they're doing these dates and they're kind of okay with you dating and you're not okay with them dating because it makes you uncomfortable. And that's not a bad thing. It just sounds like you're not a good match for this relationship in particular. It's a shame that you really, really like them. And, you know, you said that you like them a whole lot. But is this the relationship for you? Probably not. It's just going to get worse from here.
Yeah, I think if you've only dated them a few months, to be fair. I think if you really, really like the person, something that you have to get to grips with is that if someone's non-monogamous and they've decided that they've found that out about themselves, there is no scenario where a happy ending will come about where you kind of talk them out of it.
No. And I don't think they're interested in that. Yeah, I mean, they're like more interested in the idea of changing themselves.
No. But I'm going on to say that, like, you know, what you have to come to consider is that, like, that is a part of them And if you really, really like them, that includes liking that part of them. It includes like part of the attractiveness, like, no, I love this person, and like the non-monogamy is a part of that. Like, I like how, I don't know, fun seeking they are. I like
Totally.
how open they are. I like how adventurous they are, curious, whatever. There's a lot of positive aspects that could be a part of why you would like someone like that go hand in hand with them being non-monogamous, you know? So if you can try and kind of get an appreciation for those good parts of it, for, you know, the honesty that comes along with that, that's a really good part. Because let's face it, a lot of supposedly monogamous relationships are in fact not, but just the other person doesn't fucking know about it, you know?
That makes up a lot of them.
Yeah. So there's a lot of good things that you can try and take, and, you know, and then that could kind of try and help you shift your mentality from just jealousy and insecurity to actually like a deeper understanding of it, rather than like, oh, they're just looking for someone else. They're looking to, I don't know, whatever insecurity you might be feeling. Try and change that into like a more appreciative feeling, you know? But also, at the end of the day, it might just be something that you're totally not comfortable with, which is very, very valid. I don't know if you're this person's primary partner, if they're dating a few people, I don't know. But if you just want to have just one partner and you're their main focus and they're your main focus, maybe it's just not going to work, and you just need to be a pal instead and say, hey, wasn't that an interesting learning experience?
Yeah, very,
you know?
very well put, Billy.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, very, very articulate and good.
Oh, thank you very much.
I agree with all of it. I think that you know, if you're really curious, then maybe give it some more time. But I wouldn't look. When I was younger, you know, there was lots of points in my life where I was younger and very, very jealous, and couldn't, you know, that I would never do anything like that. And now I don't necessarily get jealous anymore. People can change. And your preference to something can change, especially as you get older and you start viewing relationships in a different way. So that could be it. But, you know, listen to your gut. If I don't know, if you're like really curious about it, who knows, like, read The Ethical Slut and just see how you feel or something.
And I mean, a great suggestion. Yes.
And but be open with yourself and just say that this isn't for everybody, and if it's not for you, it's not for you. Look, I think the word "look" a lot. It's really offensive. Like, I don't like what I'm doing right now.
Listen.
Have you noticed that this episode? I'm look. I would give money to stop at this point. That's the
just go back and edit them all out.
Can a hypnotherapist like call me or something? What is happening? There's been lots of relationships that I've had in the past that I liked the person a lot, and I was really in love with this person, and everything about them was great except for one or two things. These one or two things that didn't make up a whole thing. I've been in love with many people that in the end I thought, this is great, but it's not the relationship for me. It's not my partner. Even if we dated for like a bit, it ended for a reason. It's because there's something there, especially in mature relationships. You know, it doesn't have to be this big fight at the end of it. It could just be the realization that we should still be friends, and we did a lot of growing together. And but is this the thing that I'm looking for? Not entirely. There's a few missing pieces here that I find important. I'm going to keep looking until I find Billy, who's a perfect picture.
Oh my god!
Not a little puzzle piece missing.
Thank you.
I looked around everywhere for your missing puzzle piece, sniffing around like a little
sniffing around all the darkest corners of Tumblr.
like a little hog looking for his truffle.
Yeah, it's very, very true, though. There's lots of... I mean, the majority of people who are... Not the majority. Definitely not the majority. I take that back. The most recent people that I've broken up with...
Mm-hmm.
I still loved them very dearly at the point of breaking up with them, but I was just like, it's not... There's something here that is not... that has become evident that it's just, it's not even the person, it's just the relationship is not
I get it.
the one that we're going to end up
Okay.
in. Yeah.
Okay. You're talking for like 20 minutes about Chris now.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
And this might just be one of those situations where you're just like, we individually, great. Our chemistry, great. The relationship, weirdly, not the one, actually.
Yeah, but also it was the one for a while, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I consider all mine, is to be like, yeah, that was the one right here,
For that period of time.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah, it was
that's a much
good.
better way of putting it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a much better way of putting it. I don't really mean, when I said the one, I didn't mean in Rome. I kind of meant it in a British way, I suppose.
What's the British way? And also, am I the one? I have a lot of questions about this.
I didn't mean like, oh, they weren't the one in the romantic sense. I meant in the way that you'd see, like, I don't know, a dodgy burger and go, nah, mate, that ain't the one.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I...
It's not entirely correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's kind of cheeky.
It's a little bit cheeky.
That's a bit cheeky.
It's a little bit Nando's.
It's a bit Nando's, if you're asking me. In my opinion, and this is just me talking, it's a bit cheeky.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's good to know.
What I will say about this question is, even if you do, I think that in any case, it's a good idea to try and examine where your jealousy is coming from, what exactly you're scared of, and even if, at the end of that, you're like, no, I definitely for sure am monogamous, and I'd love the kind of relationship where we're just focused on each other and that's it. It's still super, super good to understand your jealousies and insecurities, especially in a monogamous relationship, I think, for like future ones going forward. You're never probably going to be in any relationship where jealousies don't come up at some point. Mm-hmm. It's just in poly ones that obviously brought more to an obvious head,
Yeah, totally. I feel like maybe there's this common misconception. I can't say if it's a common misconception. I don't know enough about it. But maybe it was a common misconception for me. It was my misconception that poly relationships were like void of jealousy because they were poly.
Yeah.
No. And oh my gosh, no.
No.
Oh man, no. There's so much of it. So it's like the whole relationship being held together by jealousy. Like
you
like
look
it's
at
glue.
any fucking, like, I don't know, Portland-based queer polycule house.
Yeah.
Like...
Everyone. It's basically just it's many immature relationships. Really, it's really.
Yeah, it depends on the person. No, but in a successful poly relationship, they're just better at dealing with it.
Totally.
It still happens, obviously.
So would you say like maybe younger people get into them a little bit too early while they're still in that immature relationship mind state, so they're still bringing a lot of jealousy to something that, of course, jealousy is going to breed there, or of course that would breed jealousy because of the environment. They're just not ready for it.
I mean, I think that would happen in monogamous relationships as well, honestly. Not would happen, does happen
in all relationships.
Happen. Yeah. Yeah, it happens in all of them. It just is going to manifest in different ways. But what I was going to say is that, because this person says, do you think that this mild jealousy and uncomfortableness I'm feeling in this relationship is something I should try and work on about myself and hopefully mitigate or end entirely? You probably won't end it entirely, but I think that you should work on it for yourself, not for the relationship necessarily. We don't know if this relationship's the one for you. You've only been dating them a few months. Who knows? We know nothing about them particularly, but you should do it for yourself to lay good groundwork for the future of this relationship or any other ones. That is good work to do, is to just properly look at that shit. Um,
and get to the meat of it.
get to the meat of the shit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Get to the meat of the shit, as I like to say.
I'd actually like to get to the meat of it for a second before we move on to our next question. Do you think I ever get jealous anymore?
You?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Not in an obvious way.
Not in an obvious way, right?
Not in an obvious way like you would have used to at some points. No.
Yeah. I think toward the beginning of our relationship, I think new relationships. I was talking to June about this actually just yesterday. That I was like, yeah, I considered myself very not jealous for a while. Then at the very beginning of Billy and I, like getting together, it came back weirdly. And now it's gone again. And she was like, I think that's common in like the beginning of relationships, because it's so new and you don't want anything to happen and blah blah whatever. But now we've been, God, we're 8 months in this. Do you think that I'm still? I mean, it's like 8 months really in this, but
after our verbal contract, yeah.
After I nodded at you one day, I gave you a look, and you knew I was yours.
It was a non-verbal contract, really.
So it was not verbal. But I don't think you like really give me the opportunity to get jealous.
There's not that many situations.
No.
I don't think. I don't know.
You're kind of a
loner.
I was gonna say a loner.
Yeah.
A loser.
A hermit.
Like, I don't want to be mean, but like a hermit loser.
No, I don't think that you get jealous in the kind of obvious guy dude way.
Totally.
Like you did a little bit at the beginning of the relationship, but I don't know how you feel occasionally about, like, I don't know, if I'm off with my friends for days at a time or something. There might be some, and not even like a bad kind of jealousy, like, oh, I wish she wouldn't hang out with her friends, but like, I don't know, I'll get occasionally jealous if I'm asleep and you've gamed with some of our friends at night time. I'm just like, oh fuck, I wish I was there,
And that's jealousy.
That's like a kind of jealousy.
Yeah.
I think. Is it, or is that
yeah,
the other thing? I don't know. It feels similar,
I just Googled it. It's actually FOMO. Fuck. Unfortunately, what you were talking about was FOMO.
Which is the opposite of YOLO. Yeah. But I think there's different ways that jealousy can manifest, and not all of them are just like obvious romantic jealousy.
Romantic jealousy feels so different, though. It hurts. It makes you feel insane. It makes you call 4 times, like it makes you leave a voicemail. Like, what?
I hate leaving a voicemail.
I hate leaving a voicemail. I'm halfway through a voicemail and I come back because I blacked out. I'm leaving a voicemail and it's not even my first one. Like, it's horrifying. So jealousy's not great. And you don't necessarily give me a lot of options to be jealous. That's true. I was gonna say something else though about that. It is. Yeah. No, I forgot where I am.
It's gone.
Shit. I wake up. I'm leaving someone a voicemail.
A voicemail. It's all been a fever dream. We're back in that first insecure stage of the relationship, like 3 years ago or something.
When is Chris moving out? For the record, I was never jealous about Chris. I love Chris. He's cool.
I agree.
Yeah, he's neat. He's not bad at all. So let me see your phone.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I agree. He's not bad. Also, would you agree that I've been very good for the last 8 months? So as my reward, I don't know why you're laughing. As my reward,
I got to look at your phone.
Let me see your phone.
Oh.
Hold it up to the screen. I make you hold it up to the webcam. I go, okay, swipe. Open that message.
Reading it like that. Oh my god.
Reading it through a Skype call.
On our podcast.
On the podcast. Who's that? It's my uncle. Okay, what's going on with him? Texts you a lot.
What's going on with him?
Give me his number.
Dumb.
We do have one more question to get to.
Oh, fuck, we do.
Yeah, but we have time. We have time.
Shit. Okay.
We talked a lot about jealousy, though.
We did.
We don't have to put a bow on this, right? You're good if you're more curious. Read The Ethical Slut. If you're not, there's nothing bad about not being poly. Not being open. Most people are at least going for or attempting monogamous relationships. It's the default relationship.
It is. Yeah. I mean, and why? That's a different subject. But
well, chapter 5 of The Ethical Slut actually gets into this in a pretty interesting way.
If we're getting into compulsory heterosexuality,
we're talking
then
about...
imagine I'm pushing my glasses up.
You're pushing
the
over
brim
your
of my
little
nose.
glasses, yeah.
I'm sorry, we're getting into some like,
I'm in the
sexual
background.
theory here. It's kind of a passion of mine. Yeah.
I'm in the background pacing back and forth, leaving, I don't know, Laura a voicemail.
14 my girlfriend from high school.
I almost said my 14-year-old girlfriend, and by that I mean my girlfriend at age 14.
At 14?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate that sentence. My high school girlfriend, like your high school girlfriend. My girlfriend when I was in high school. Jesus Christ,
when we were both in high school.
I'm a 31-year-old man. I don't think that.
Yeah, I don't think we need to put a bow on it. I think we explained ourselves quite well, actually. And
I actually think I did.
Gave some useful opinions, perhaps. Yeah.
I think fuck it, we deserved a little round of applause for how good we responded to that question. We're usually not that serious. We're usually not. I think we nailed it with a good balance. I don't know why you stopped. With a good balance of sincerity and humor and all that stuff. All things considered, we nailed it.
And we deserve to chart on the iTunes list. Yeah. And
as my personal reward, hand over the phone. Come on. Let me see your phone. I'm not joking. I'm not fucking around anymore. I don't know why you're laughing. It's cute. You have a cute laugh and stuff like that, but what's your password?
Let's read the last question. Let me read the last question, actually.
No, let's read it at the same time.
Perfectly in sync.
Yeah.
Remember we had that a nightmare, really, that we would get stuck talking perfectly in sync.
Oh, like really early in our relationship?
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved that joke. It was really, really early that we like we said the same word at the same time and then another word at the same time in response. At the same time. And then like the joke was something like we just couldn't stop.
Yeah, and it ends up with us like on TV, and they're like, this couple can't stop talking at the same time. We're just like, please help us.
Yeah, in perfectly in sync.
We don't know how to stop.
I remember that punchline. That was really good. That cracked me up when I was just like first getting to know you. I was like, oh my god, they're so funny. Yeah, we're just both on the local news being, somebody fucking help us at the exact same time.
It's meant to be like a feel-good story.
Exactly. This couple is da-da-da-da-da. We're just, somebody fucking help us at the same time. It's been going on for 3 days.
God. Yeah, it starts off as something kind of interesting and then it quickly turns like horrifying, like that girl who's never stopped hiccuping.
Exactly, yeah. I never thought this would happen. It's like, yeah, why would you think this would happen? Why would you ever think this would happen? It's impossible.
Yeah, this is a Lynchian nightmare.
Lynchian nightmare.
It's not accurate.
It's very accurate. It's some shit he would do in the 80s or something. You're making me sweat laughing so much.
I'm sweating too. We're both here like fucking fanning our t-shirts out from our body.
Yeah, you're funny.
God. Okay, let me read this question.
Sorry, you're really funny.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thanks.
What? For a hottie?
For a hot wife.
For a hottie who didn't have to develop a sense of humor, but did anyway.
Oh God! And this and this confidence. I've never seen this side of you.
This question is called, I hate Instagram and I know so do you. And it goes like this.
That could be like the whole email, and I'd just be
honestly,
like,
and we'd be like, okay, let's go.
yeah, that's all we need. We just go on from there.
Anyway, it says, hey, my favorite pickle pickers. I hope you are both doing good and have a happy and productive time. I'm not really in a pickle, but I would love to hear your opinion on the following. I'm an art student, and lately things are going quite good. I finally made some projects I'm really proud of and had my first show at a gallery. So, as a social media intoxicated person of the 21st century, my first impulse is to share my art via social media. But on my IG page, there are also random random mood boardy pics, which are cool but don't mean anything to me compared to the pictures of my actual work. So it doesn't feel right to post them next to each other so that they sink into the plain smartphone surface to serve Instagram and be perceived as the same. I hope you know what I mean. Maybe this question relates a little bit more with Billy, as you are a photographer. Do you sometimes feel weird giving your hard work to Instagram for free next to a selfie? Do I make a second account just for my art? That would be annoying because I'm already following so many fellow artists and they're following me. But not super annoying because I don't yet have any fans following me. Do I delete everything that doesn't mean so much to me? Thanks for reading this. Might be a little messy. Your grateful pickle-eating snail.
What a great email.
Good email.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah. I did bad reading it, but it is 4:30 in the morning, so
yeah.
Forgive me.
No, you did. Sorry. No, you did good.
Thank you. It's just usually I do perfect.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you didn't nail it like me in the first email, but
well, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so this person is just starting to get some wheels on their art career. Just had a little gallery show, and they're like, well, understandably, I want to post this somewhere, but just on my regular mood board Instagram, just next to my shit. Don't know.
Let me jump in here and give my opinion before you give your much more valid opinion because you're a photographer.
I don't know if it's much more valid.
I think it is. But... You know, because I don't ever have to worry about like posting a song on my main. I mean, I could do those things. I choose not to. And also my relationship with Instagram is very, very weird because my engagement's like always been really good for the amount of followers that I have. Yeah. Like it's a lot of followers, but it's a lot of likes per post. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of likes per post considering like I know many, many people with hundreds of thousands of followers that will just post something and it'll get like 400 likes, you know? Mm-hmm. And I get a lot more than that with a lot less. So my engagement's always been great, and I feel really lucky. And Flat Sound fans have always been really engaging, and that's cool. So, hey, as for y'all, if you're listening, keep liking.
Giving a shout out to your Instagram followers right
this
now.
is just for the Insta. This is it.
Okay.
Instagram got it a week early. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I'm going to post this clip a week early on my Insta.
Okay, all right.
If you're on the gram, like my
enough.
If let me do a promo.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay.
We promoted your gram.
Okay.
Last time.
All right.
It's my turn.
And it worked, by the way.
It did work. We never talked about that. You reached your goal.
I did. Like, I overshot my goal.
You overshot your goal.
Yeah. I'm doing great. I'm thriving.
Yeah, the goal was for Billy to get X amount of followers on Instagram, and like it wasn't up by very much, but we're like, no one's going to actually do it, and the people that are already listening to the show probably already follow Billy, and kind of depressing that we were wrong, but
but a bunch of fake fans you all are, damn.
But you followed, so that's cool. What was I saying? Oh, right. All right. Okay. I get great engagement, so maybe my thing is skewed. But just based off of their email, right? Mm-hmm. Just based off of their email, don't make a new account for your art. No. You have your personal account already. Mm-hmm. You're already following artists, and they're following you. That is now your art account. You are an artist. You can't separate yourself. You are an artist, and occasionally you'll put out art, and you'll post about it on your Instagram. It's visual art. I would have to see their feed to see what it's being matched up with, but it's just mood boardy type stuff. Who cares, right? But if you're posting memes, but I'm against anybody posting memes on their main feed. You know, I think look, if you gotta post a meme, if you're really itching to post a meme, keep it to the story.
You got to do it in the story.
You got to do the story.
Yeah. That's as far as I'll allow you.
Main feed meme? Grow up. Grow up.
So true, bestie. So true.
So no new account. Post about it whenever. The mood boardy stuff is not too bad. What do you think that they're describing as mood board-y? Are they just taking shots from online and posting them on their main feed?
They just say they're random mood boardy pics.
I don't like.
They don't mean anything to me compared to pictures of my actual work.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
feel.
I from the sounds of it, I don't think that they're just like using it like Pinterest. And just uploading other people's work. I think they're just. It's just like cell phone shots that have a mood to them.
Yeah.
You know?
And I hope that's not the case because I'm so sorry. But I hope that's not the case because I also have something against people just using like Instagram, their main feed, as like an image dump, you know, as stuff they found online. But then I guess most people are doing that with memes anyway.
As an image dump, I don't like, but I do follow a lot of pages that are just people posting. Like, they're almost using it how we used to use Tumblr. You know, they're just posting art by other people. They're posting stuff from old magazines, stuff from old photo shoots, stuff from whatever.
Yeah, but that's like the theme of the page, right?
Yeah.
Usually. Yeah, but I follow a lot of accounts like that are just like Seinfeld clips, and it's like, yeah, it's clips from Seinfeld, you know? And yes, this is like 90s recipes, and yes, this is, you know, but is it appropriate to do when a person is also throwing, if they're an artist themselves and they're using that account to post about their own art? I don't think it's appropriate to do.
I think if you're properly crediting it, it's not the worst, but it's probably not good for you.
I don't think it's good for you.
Yeah, I don't think it's good for you. Yeah,
I'd think twice before following.
Here's my opinion. Yeah. My current account that I have right now, at Billy Blossom.
Say it clearly so they follow. At Billy Blossom. At Billy
BLSSM.
BLSSM. I'll throw a link at the bottom.
You do not have to do that.
I'm gonna throw a link.
Okay. My current Instagram account used to be a side account. If you scroll back far enough, it is just cell phone. It is just moody cell phone shots. It's not where I posted my photography. It was like a locked personal account actually. And I think I deleted like one or two things before I started making it my photography account. But
yeah, it was a pretty toxic Finsta.
It was No, I think I just deleted like I don't even know why. I just cleaned it up a tiny bit.
Of course you did, yeah.
But no, if you scroll down to the bottom, like past all the white border pics and then like just down, it's just old cell phone pictures that I thought were kind of cool, but not cool enough to like go on my proper page, you know?
Right.
And then eventually I was like, no, I'm deleting the other page. This is my proper page now. This is my photography account. And so I think it's good to start off having some shit on your account that just gives a flavor of I'm a person, you know?
Oh, so you're saying don't delete your old shit.
If it's mildly cool looking and it is related to your work in some way, it's got like vaguely the same aesthetic, then yeah, leave it up. Why not? You know, it shows that you didn't just like spring out of fucking nowhere. And I think it's nice to have a little bit of history or personality to a page, personally.
I can't stand accounts that have like two posts, one post.
Yeah.
I just like almost will never ever follow.
No, I won't. It's a lot better if you've got more posts on there. If you fill it up with art, then eventually you can go back and archive those old ones if you want. I wouldn't bother personally, but here's my thing also, because they said, they said specifically to me, do you sometimes feel weird giving your hard work to Instagram for free?
That's another interesting
next to a
thing.
selfie.
It's an interesting thing to me too.
I feel the opposite way around to that.
Uh-huh.
I don't feel like, oh, my Instagram's primarily for selfies, and then here's my actual work.
Mm-hmm.
It's primarily for work, and very occasionally I'll post a selfie.
Begrudgingly, you'll do it.
Almost begrudgingly.
Yeah, you're scared and fearful when you do it.
I used to be more, so I'm more casual about it now.
That's good, because you're gorgeous.
Thank you. That's partly, and I'm not saying this to be vain, partly the problem. Not me being gorgeous.
It's not even vanity though, right? Because like that's just how social media works for everybody across the board. How annoying is it when anybody posts their art that they worked really hard on and it gets X amount of likes and X amount of exposure, and then you post a selfie you took that day and it gets twice, 3 times the amount.
Selfies always get more engagement, and they always do. And I post the occasional selfie. I try to keep it in a certain kind of rough ratio, not more than like 1 per 2 rows or something like that. It's not strict, but roughly, what was I saying?
You'll post the occasional selfie.
Yeah, but for 2 reasons. A, I think it's actually nice to be able to see the person who's making the art that you follow. For a long time I was just like, no, I'm going to be one of those faceless photography accounts. I'm just my photographs. I'm just this. But I was like, no, you know what? No, that's like dehumanizing in a different way. I am a person, and I do kind of look cool.
Yeah, I was going to say,
this is me. I'm on my page.
It's probably so much easier to do too when you don't look like you and you're freaking like an 11 out of 10.
Stop.
Yeah, you're cute.
But the second reason is that selfies do get much more engagement than art gets, generally speaking. And people love to say that it's the algorithm and, it's Instagram's algorithm that pushes the selfie. That's not entirely true.
It's not totally true, no. And we're very anti-Instagram.
Yeah. The algorithm pushes those posts because the snowball has been started by people liking it more, because people see face on their feed. They say, oh, I know that person, much quicker than they'll have to look at art and think,
what does this mean to
me?
I
like this art?
Yeah.
Does this make me feel anything? Is this well done? Before they like it. People see face, they like. Because they're just like, that's the polite thing to do, almost. It doesn't even particularly matter if they like your face. It's not like a thing of them thinking you're like, person. Oh, they're beautiful. They're just like, I know that person. It's polite to like it. So they like it. It's
polite to like selfies. It is.
Yeah.
Which is why I like so many. No, I don't. I don't. Honestly, I will like veer away from liking anyone's like anything on Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't do it very often. If you get a Mitch like, hey, this is to the gram again. I'm like, I have to do the visual too. This is like just for you, but like to the people listening, I'm like holding up a peace sign out for no reason. I keep kind of kissing.
You do keep.
I keep kissing my
funny.
2 fingers.
Only
but
I can
this
see
is for y'all. But I don't ever really like stuff on Instagram.
No, rare coveted Mitch like,
and a comment is even more rare.
But I think it's good to have a little bit of personality mixed in with the art. Personally, Mitch does not subscribe to this. Mitch does not post pictures of himself ever under pretty much any circumstances,
I'll post
not a selfie.
No.
If you post a picture of yourself, it's like a photograph.
It's a photograph of me. I don't know how to take a selfie. I used to post so many selfies and take them, but my brain is broken because, look, I'm 31 now and I'd just be too embarrassed to do it. That's the bottom line. I'm 31 and I'd be too embarrassed to do it because I don't find any validation in doing it anymore.
Yeah, that's perfectly valid.
I felt maybe more insecure when I was younger, and now I'm like I've had enough partners and I've had enough sex that I think that I'm relatively attractive, and I'm not really, and I don't care what other people think about me. And I'm
also,
not saying
you're doing great with the engagement anyway,
right? And I'm
don't need to post.
I'm not saying that's why other people post selfies. It's some insecurity or anything like that. Not what I'm saying at all. And I love when people post selfies. I envy those people. But I just can't do it. I have to always just like hold up like a DSLR in a mirror, even. And even that's so pretentious. So damn pretentious.
Yeah, but we're allowed to be a little bit pretentious.
I've earned that. I've earned a little bit of pretension.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretension? That's not a word.
I think it is.
Pretentiousness. Is that a word?
Pretentiousness sounds less like a word than pretension.
Pretension? Pretension.
I mean, the pretense is the word, but pretension.
Pretension.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Why does that sound off to me right now?
I don't know.
Let's delve into that for 15 plus. I was gonna say something though. What was it? You're right. I don't ever post selfies. But I've been thinking about doing it lately. Not selfies, but pictures of me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be much easier if you're in the country.
So I can take some.
So you can take the photos.
Yeah.
And then
would love to.
I could just be like, photo by at Billy BLSSM.
Yeah.
Link in this description of this podcast episode. Click it.
Oh my god. Okay.
But I'm not against other people doing it at all. I'm not against selfies existing next to people's art at all. I said it again. I said, look.
Look.
I think I started saying it when I was talking to June last night because we had like a 4-hour conversation. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, I was always telling her to look, which is like in retrospect rude. And I'm very sorry. But I hope she likes me still. But listen up. I totally forgot what I was gonna fucking say. Sorry, it's like late for you and it's not even late for me, and I'm the one with brain fog.
You were saying that you've been thinking about it, but it'll be easier when I'm taking photos of you.
Oh, I was saying when I follow an artist, I want their account to be a personal account in which they sometimes share their art when they put out art. I want to know that person, for them to be a real person, and for them to post about their life and post pictures of themselves and all of that. And then when it's time to promote their stuff, I want them to promote their stuff. I would prefer that than just an art account that only posts when it's about their work. And as Rihanna would say, work.
Yeah.
But I would prefer I feel like I learn stuff every time we do a podcast episode because I look at what I'm doing and I'm like, I should change that. I should change that a little bit.
That's not actually the kind of account that I enjoy.
That's not the kind of account that's interesting. So maybe I'll do that. But just for the record, I think that when an artist's account on social media is personable and personal and all of those, wonderful things, and they post pictures themselves and their animals and not memes and their art, it's good. Yeah. I would prefer to follow that account versus like an account that's only their art, because then it feels like I know them more as a person, and I'm not just being a fan of their art, a fan of just their art.
Yeah, I mean, I follow a lot of accounts that are just art, but yeah, it's not a bad thing to also exist as a person. It's not a bad thing at all. I mean, also, I will say, if you plan on having separate accounts, you're like, here's my personal account and here's my art account, guarantee you, your art account has less followers, and less attention, and less engagement.
It always does.
Of course it
always does.
Yeah.
And that hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts people's feelings.
It cuts deep. It's just true.
Uh-huh.
Every time. And it's just because the amount of people in the world who enjoy art is less than the amount of the people in the world that enjoy other human beings, which is a pretty popular interest.
Yep.
Art is a little bit more niche than that.
It's just, I mean, lots of people enjoy art, but not as many people who just enjoy everything else.
Yeah. So I don't think at a low level there's any point in splitting your stuff up and compartmentalizing it like that. I think there's no point. I think the only point when you need to do that is when you've got like tens of thousands of followers.
Yes. And even then,
and you're I need a side place, But at the beginning, no. Just be you as a whole person, including your art.
Right.
Yeah, that's good.
Just be you.
Just be you.
Just be you.
Fuck it.
I threw up an eraser and caught it right then. Can you believe that? I threw up a little eraser and I caught it. Just be you.
No one else can. Yeah.
How many people do you think got that joke?
Not that many,
Not
but I did, and that's what's important.
I'm just trying to make you laugh. I actually like you a lot.
Oh, well, thank you.
I had one more question before we sign off.
Okay.
I agree that you had mentioned that you had followed only accounts that are for art, and I do as well. But would you agree that for this person who is starting from nothing, it is more helpful for them to grow if they don't do that?
Yeah.
I mean, that's essentially what you were just saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to cement that, though.
Just to drive that home. It's true. I follow accounts, Billy follows accounts who are just art, you know? Like the Seinfeld clip account.
Yeah.
But the I like how sincerely you agreed with me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. When Kramer walks in, it's a performance. No, when what the fuck am I saying? Oh right. But when you're first starting out, you're starting from nothing. The idea is that you get them to like you for you, and then you introduce your art in small ways, and maybe they'll start to like that too. And then eventually people will start following you just for that art.
Yeah. I will also say the art accounts that I follow that are pretty much purely art, they are putting out such an insane volume of work.
Yes.
That is so consistent that you're always getting updates.
Mm-hmm.
And most people's art practice is not conducive to
Nope.
that. Like, you're not going to have a new thing to post every 3 days.
I think that's
So
kind of why they had the separate account too, is because on their personal account it would flood. They're almost doing the art more than they are posting on their personal, you know? So it would just kind of flood out the other thing, and that, you know, like they probably have a following too that has this. So for them it makes sense. For some people it makes sense.
Yeah.
For you, I wouldn't suggest it.
No. I would have the one account. Don't worry about deleting your old stuff. If it's kind of cool, leave it there. It's totally fine to have pictures that are just kind of cool pictures from your phone stuff, just a selfie, just a picture of fine whatever next to your art. You can exist as a multifaceted person, and actually that is preferable, I think.
And where do we stand on memes on the main feed?
No, it's an absolute fucking no.
It's a definitive no.
Those are not one of the facets.
No, and please
of
stop.
The multifaceted person.
Yeah,
no.
please stop emailing me. Don't.
Please stop emailing us memes.
Yeah, don't talk to me with that. What about like screenshots of like whatever you're listening to on Spotify, but on the main feed?
On the main feed, that again,
that's
keep it,
rough.
That's great story content.
That's a story.
Put that in the story.
Gotta stop
content.
that. Don't do that. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm looking at you. Don't do it.
I know you're tempted.
But here's the thing, though. No one cares. And if they did care, it's polite. It's more polite to assume that they cared whatever you were listening to that day on the day, and then they don't even really care then. But they're especially not going to care a week from then. They're never going to care a week from them. So none of that. Keep it to your art and your mood boardy type stuff and your personal pictures, and post a picture of your cats and do whatever, and just treat it like you're documenting your own life, and be a person online and include your art in that.
Good. Good advice.
This has been All the Space Between. My name is Mitch.
My name is Billy Blossom.
On Instagram.
If you're nasty.
I am nasty.
I know you.
I love you. Say it to me again.
If you're nasty.
Whoa, nasty. That's cool. Have you said it the second time? That's cool.
This has been All the Space in Between. If you have a question you'd like us to answer, a little pickle you'd like us to bite into, a little pot you'd like us to dive into, please send us an email. Our email address is allthespaceinbetween@gmail.com. I feel like I say that fast. Maybe I should slow it down. All the space in between, one word, @gmail.com. And if you enjoyed the show and found it helpful, funny, charming, life-changing, it's your words, it's not mine. I'm actually reading our reviews on Apple Podcasts. Then please tell a friend. We've been growing. We're still growing. Yeah, it's cool.
We're swelling up.
Nice.
I'm becoming swole. Our podcast is becoming a bit swole, and it's thanks to
powerful.
It's thanks to you. Please keep on telling your friends about the show. We get emails all the time from people like, my friend introduced me to the blah, 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 blah. That's awesome, and we love to hear it. Be that friend for us. Be that friend to me.
Yes,
be my friend.
Be the friend we need.
Suggest my podcast, because God knows we don't post about it nearly as much as we need to on places like Instagram. So yeah, please tell your friends. We are on Apple Music and Spotify and YouTube and anywhere where podcasts are found. Just search All the Space in Between, or you can go to our very convenient website, and our website is
allthespaceinbetween.com.
Very, very, very good show. New episodes every Monday. Thank you so much for listening. And while I still have you, your phone, can I just see your phone really?
Well, okay.
For 2 seconds.
After the episode.
I don't really want to wait.
Goodbye.
Bye.